How about no?
Hello everybody, welcome to the video. That's right, you're watching Dust5148213 here doing a little commentary, and this is going to be one of those controversial commentaries to get people talking because, quite frankly, all my comms lately have been about the state of the game, the development of the game, what's wrong with the community, what's wrong with the game, what's wrong with the developers, this and that. It's so fucking negative. I'm actually not really a negative person, well, unless you look at my weekly KD. Bam, bitch! So anyway, here we go. This is going to be the best players of Dust514, past, present, and future? How can there be a future best player? Well, quite frankly, there probably could be if they ever shut down the battle servers for Dust514. Whoever flips that switch, the best player of everyone, because he'll have a KD of flawless 10,000s, or better than Duda 2002, which will not be on this list, by the way, because with this list you have to have a criteria. To me, I'm an older player, and I don't think good players exist in this game the way the game is now because they haven't played enough, they haven't gone through every situation, they may not have enough SP, who knows? You know, there's a lot of good team players out there, but this list is about difference makers on the team that are individual links that are so strong that they can personally sway a game one way or another in their own way, shape, or form. So basically, it's a very loose list, and maybe in the future I'll tone it down to, like, you know, the top 10 assault players, the top 10 logis, the top 10 dropship pilots, the top 10 field commanders. But right now, I just can't do that because this game has so much broad variety inside of it that you can't just single it down to one way or another. You know, Kalente Schiffer, who will be on this list, of course, by the way, is going to be, you know, the best assault. Well, is he the best logi? Is he the best ADS pilot? Is he the best? Can he do anything else besides shoot people in the fucking head? No. And a lot of times, because of that, people assume you're good or bad or whatever, and there's a lot of reputation in this game with certain players, and there's a lot of overrated players, underrated players, and I've played with all the quote-unquote great players in this game. I've played against them, I've played with them in pubs and factionals, against them in PC, with them in PC, in their corps, out of their corps. There's just, you know, so much criteria that gets put into a list of this magnitude, and this can't be all PC because being good in pubs is not the same as being good in PC, and neither one is actually better than the other. I know what you're thinking, oh, well, he's just a pub star. In PC, he can't cut it. PC, you're playing a whole different game. In a pub, there are challenges in a pub. First of all, in a PC, you know all your blue dots. They're all on your team. They're all working towards one goal. In a pub, outside of your squad, you have no control what those fucking blue dots are doing. They could single-handedly cost you the game being that bad. The matchmaking might throw you up against something you have no idea. In PC, it's more organized. And does that make you a better player? Well, when you go against other organized teams, you know, and really have a clash, which team is better, yeah, that's when good players really stand out. But also, can that good player go into the pub and be consistently good? And that's basically what you're looking for. When you're looking for a good player, you need to find consistency in this game. But without further ado, I already said his name before. Everyone, when you talk about assaults in this game and the ability to kill in this game and to shoot people in the fucking face and get a lot of kills and have a good KD and get kills that matter, no matter what the game mode, whether it be public, factional, or planetary conquest, everyone says the same thing. Kalente Schiffer. When they make a comparative argument in this game about slayers and assaults, they say Kalente Schiffer. They'll say, oh, I'm pretty good with the gun. I'm not as good as Kalente Schiffer. Or, oh, wow, that guy is as good as Kalente Schiffer. Or, Kalente Schiffer can take any weapon and make it overpowered, you know? Yeah, Kalente Schiffer is fucking crazy good. He's a freak. He's a fucking freak. All those other KDs that you see in the leaderboards and whatnot, those things are fucking padded to no extent. Not Kalente. Kalente plays solo most of the fucking time. If you ever get in a squad with him and you're squad leader, put the fucking Frago on his fucking head. That motherfucker gets headshots like every other fucking kill. His aim is immaculate. A lot of people say, well, who's better, Regnum or Kalente Schiffer? Kalente Schiffer. Kalente Schiffer he's fucking amazing. Regnum is great in his own right, and he should be on this list as well, but Kalente is better than Regnum. But they're both fucking amazing players, and to get them across from each other on opposite teams is epic battles, and to get them on the same team is just not even fucking fair. So Kalente Schiffer, Regnum, and then there's Ariana, the glitcher. You know, he's gonna smack you in the face with a scanner, he's gonna fucking crab walk to you, whatever. But say what you want, Ariana makes a fucking difference. Ariana does it all. Now this is where we get to the roles, right? He puts down uplinks, he supplies his team, he reps his team, he fucking goes for hacks, you know, he knows what he's doing on the battlefield. He's a huge difference maker. He really knows how to funnel shitty ass blue dots and try to make them win too. I've seen him come up short a lot of times, but that motherfucker can go against any team and that other team will be struggling because of him, just like Calente Schiffer, just like Regnum. The other team is going to struggle based on that one person, because it's that one person it's you know, they're just that fucking good. A good other person that like should be in this list, and maybe he's not quite as known on the European servers, he's known, but the American servers and most of the English speakers in this game, he's not very known because, you know, he's playing on a different time zone, is Imuto. Imuto from, well, I guess he's from What the French back in the day, now it's Prima Gallicus. A phenomenal player, consistent, phenomenal fucking player in PC, in the pubs, in factional, with his corp, without his corp, playing solo. Imuto is a fucking phenomenal fucking player. I mean, it just, the list goes on, right? Here's another good French player that he doesn't play anymore, but I consider him to be the greatest player in the game's history, the greatest player of all time. His name is Le Flash. Le Flash from old What the French, just, he could do it all. I used to watch Le Flash YouTube videos and fucking try to be like him. When I played with him, when I was, you know, squatting with Tracky and shit, and he was there, I would try to play like him. I would look at him, I would follow him around. I wanted to be as good as him. I wanted to be that guy that was so fucking devastating on the battlefield that he could single-handedly win a skirmish by himself. I wanted to be LaFlash. To me, I mean, yeah, I'm totally sucking LaFlash cock right now and taking a shot to the face. I don't give a fuck, okay? I'm on my knees for LaFlash. LaFlash is, to me, the greatest player to ever play, because that motherfucker did everything so fucking much to make a difference on the field. He wasn't a guy that could switch his suits to, you know, oh, I'm going to be a heavy now, I'm going to be a logic now, I'm going to be a tanker now, I'm going to be a scout now, I'm going to do whatever. No, he could do it all in like 1 or 2 suits, you know, and ride around in a tank and, you know, had a good tank. He had the all-around great presence of the battlefield, and I wanted to be like him. And he's the one that was trying to teach me how to visualize what's going on in the battlefield by, you know, processing all the information that you get from the kill feed and from the red dots on the screen and whatnot. Process all that information and try to picture what all 32 players are doing. And once you can really master that, it's like, holy shit, you have some fucking headweight in this game. A lot of people say, well, SBN Bonds was a great player in his own right back in the day. He's got a shotgun named after him, blah, blah, blah. He could do multiple roles. No, LaFlash fucking could win games. SBN, trust me, I know him probably better than anyone in this game. SBN was not as good as people think. He was quite overrated. He was very good at padding, I should say, hiding. You know, he was good and he was fearless, but he was not a game changer. SBN Bonds could not win or lose a game by himself. He really couldn't. He needed a good team. And I'm not trying to put a dig on him because I fucking love SBN. I do. I think he's a great player. He's a great mentor in this game as well. But LaFlash, huge, amazing person. First Lieutenant Tiberius of the old OH. I'd have to put him over Colonel Mustard or whatever the fuck his name is. Radar, and certainly over Delta Blitzcrank. Delta Blitzcrank by far is one of the worst players you'll ever play in this game. He is no better than a fucking blueberry. He's worse than Roman. He's terrible. He's absolutely fucking terrible. He's incapable of doing anything in this game except literally hiding behind 16 people and stealing kills. That's about all he can do. He can't do fucking shit in this game. He is a fucking retard. But First Lieutenant Tiberius, amazing player. Amazing player. Obviously, really helped me hone my scrambler rifle fits and whatnot and how to use it. And where to use cover and the tempo of playing with the MR Assault, especially back in the day when it repped a lot slower. Yeah, it's just an amazing player. First Lieutenant Tiberius really grabbed OH by the fucking throat and said, come on, we're going to the top of the fucking mountain. Keeps going from there. You know, you could say, well, most of these people that I'm listing are assault players, and yeah, assault players get all the fucking glory, like Sergeant Kirk, another huge difference maker. I don't personally like him, and I don't like him in lore because he's a Galente guy, and sometimes he plays like a fucking bitch, and I don't like that. I don't think he's one-on-one better than me, I really don't. But if you ever watch a Sergeant Kirk PC video, he puts himself on the line. He really does. He's aggressive when he needs to be. He's a good player. he's throwing caution to the wind. And intimidation is so huge in this game, especially with the small community galore. I mean, this is how like lists like this even get made. Another phenomenal player that was a difference maker. Once again, you know, the big criteria is who's a difference maker. Senator Snipe. Senator Snipe with a forge gun or an HMG or even a scout suit. That motherfucker was a difference maker on the battlefield. So was X3 Destruction, or we used to call him XD3, you know, Destruction. A huge difference maker on the battlefield. Those fuckers don't go down easy. And once again, going back to the people who can kill, right? Well, killing's important in a first-person shooter. You have to admit that. And there's other players that maybe weren't so concentrated on killing, but could kill and could logi. And the two names that come to mind, players I look up to and I strive to be like, are Silly Rabbit, formerly FA, I don't know what he's floating about now, and Arcade Killer Joshua, old STB guy. Amazing, phenomenal players. Just phenomenal fucking players. I would learn so much from them. I would learn where to be so I could help my team the best, you know, and it didn't really matter if I was a good player or a bad player, or playing against bad players with good players on my team, or I was having a bad day with good players on the other team. Those fuckers were consistent and game changers, something I strive to fucking be. I mean, a lot of people think I'm very arrogant in this game, but, you know, I'll say I'm in the top 1% of the player base, but, you know, that's not really saying anything. I mean, most of the player base is fucking garbage, and they actually don't know how to play the game. They don't know how to control the game, because they didn't have people like this who I'm mentioning in this list. They didn't have these people to look up to and learn from and take tutelage from and become humbled by. Things like that. That's what makes a difference maker. Kazuka Sniper is a huge difference maker in a pub match. Huge fucking difference in a fucking pub match. He actually doesn't have a whole lot of PC experience, but that's because of a language barrier problem. But he can do things in I mean, he can do it against anybody. He can do things in PC against organized teams. Most of the time, he gets forgotten. Like, oh, all he knows how to do is farm kills and ambush. Yeah, but Kazuka Sniper can beat any team in ambush. I mean, Kazuka Sniper, David Collins, those are great slayers. 20 bucks, great fucking slayers. But, you know, are they so good at PC? Yes, they can be good at PC, but that's just more of an experience thing. They don't play a lot of PC. Like I said earlier in this video, a pub and a PC are two separate game modes that cannot be compared. One really doesn't reflect how good you are at the other. You know, if you do good at a pub, well, you suck in PC. Well, you do good at PC. I mean, all these guys that I mentioned, they're consistent in all platforms, and that's huge. And basically, then you have vehicle users like White Lion, who is a great Incubus pilot, and Dareth, a great dropship pilot. Sir Snuggles, great dropship. When those guys are in the fucking match, they are difference makers, and that's huge. Is, can you make a difference in the match? Can you help your team win, whether your team is good or bad? You know, sometimes in this game, the better team doesn't always win. Sometimes in this game, upsets happen. In fact, they happen quite frequently because of game changers. Huge fucking game changer players. Dareth and White Lion were those fucking game changers. When I was a tanker back in PC, I was afraid of those guys. I was afraid of Dareth. I was afraid of White Lion. I was fucking afraid of them. I was not afraid of a fucking forge gunner. I was not afraid of a tank, a whole brigade of tanks. I was not afraid of that. I was afraid of Dareth. I was afraid of White Lion. I fucking hated playing against those guys, but they have my utmost respect. But basically, yes, now this list is just rambling. It's going on and on and on and on and on. And this is the part where I ask you, the viewer, to get involved, right? So just leave in the comments somebody I missed, somebody that might be overlooked, you know, someone that maybe isn't that known in the game but is an amazing player in their own right. Someone like Romulus Hex or something like that, you know, not very big in PC, kind of big in factional warfare, kind of big in public, but the most unorthodox playstyle ever, and yet he's still successful. So, you know, comment below, who's the greatest player, why, get into discussions, man. This is what is part of this game. This is what makes it fun, is calling players shit, or calling players good, or giving the devil its due, or giving props, whatever. You know, throw a GG up.